Wednesday, November 6th. We are at lesson 3.4, which means as we enter, we'll complete the 3.4 warm-up. Be sure to hand that in. In 3.4, we analyze and interpret evidence, including GPS data, showing current rates of plate motion, and we also have evidence from digital model to construct scientific arguments about how plate motion separated the Mesosaurus fossils. In other words, we're coming back to our original question about the fossils being on the plates and what's happening over time. We'll be introduced to a video. We'll go back and make our final computer simulation of what we think is going on. So during this lesson, make sure that you've chosen a claim on the whiteboard. It really helps if you indicate your vote between claim 1 and claim 2 with a tally mark. That you've filled in the reasoning tool. I'm going to encourage you to add your thoughts to the whiteboard. This really helps all of us if we make our thinking visible by sharing it in the collaborative space at the whiteboard. You've also watched the video about India. We revisit our paleontologist friend and take a look at how the plate motion of India through time has affected the fossils that are there. That you write about the Mesosaurus fossils for Dr. Moraga, which is really the final piece of this lesson that relates back to what we're doing. We are reporting into Dr. Moraga about what we think is happening with the fossils for the exhibit. We also want to make sure that you can explain how the Mesosaurus fossils of South America and Africa got so far apart to yourself or to anybody else. You're comfortable with that. So 3.4 again opens with the warm-up. We complete it and hand it in as our entry task. The discussion, you are presented with 3 pieces of evidence that you examine. You talk to those around you and notice any evidence that might be useful for what we're doing in this lesson. We get to the reasoning tool. I had mentioned it's on the whiteboard in front of class as well as on your screen. So there's your version down on your Amplify and then a class version up above, and you're welcome and encouraged to both add things and use things from the class version. We get to step T. That's where I interrupt your writing to introduce the paleontologist in the video about India, and then remind you that step 4 is writing back to Dr. Moraga about the exhibit. And that step 4 needs to be handed in when you're completed. And then take the self-assessment. It's a chance for you to reflect on your confidence of where you're at. There's really not many more lessons that give us anything new. It's just focusing on creating a good final product to show what we know. We'll hand that in. Mark it as done in classroom. The wall has nothing new in 3.4. Yesterday's 3.3 added step 9 under the key concepts that it takes a long time for Earth's plates to travel great distances.